enough that this video does have a content warning. Um, but yeah, we'll get into that. So today's video topic I'd like to really discuss because I don't know if, like, the real thing has been discussed before. So today I thought we can make a really good video. Not today, it could be a really good video. Today we're going over the fan fiction community. Yeah, the whole community, where it started, how it actually began, and the whole history and how it actually got popular and what made it popular. And I definitely know there will be some shows that definitely did make fan fiction really popular. And yeah, so we're going to be discussing that. But before we get into today's video, do keep in mind that there is a content warning and that there will be some stuff in this video that may go against YouTube TOS. So just FYI that there is a content warning for today's video, and it actually goes really good and educational with this video because, a lot of people can have their objective opinion on this video. So please, with a grain of salt, here we go. So I wanted to kind of make this video for a long time because I don't think really many people know about the fandom community and how it really started. And I want to say that from speaking with people and learning about the fandom community as a whole, I've gotten some really good news. I mean, good news. And so I am coming out with this video now. So yeah, buckle up. So speaking with some of the fandom creators in many of the different fandoms, a lot of people have said that fan fiction started way before the 90s. And when Comic-Cons became actually popular, and the fan fiction community kind of stormed up the whole comic series and stuff, and how it actually created fandom websites, people actually made websites to actually discuss fan ideas and all of that. This is the premiere of the fan fiction. I think it started around late 90s, I think 99 and 2000, where it really started becoming a thing. And Comic-Con is really where it brings fans together. Hence the definition of fan fiction and fan comicry and Comic-Con, and this is where it all kind of mixes together. So fan fiction actually is a two-word I might say. It's a two-word thing that got mushed together. A fan being, an extremely amazing fan of something, and fiction regarding to books. Fan fiction is the creation of these two words, the two words, fan and fiction, and who creates ideas based on fiction and books. But then it became... Well, today's society, it became something a lot different, and there's a lot of genres, and now there's more TV you can actually do it to. When I say do it to, I mean roughly, realize it. So it's the late 90s, mid 2000s. People are, awesome, getting ready, to go to Comic-Cons. They're, extremely excited to meet their creators, and, it's perfect. And people had, websites. There were websites already on the interweb, or the dial-up, I should say. I don't know what the fuck dial-up is because I wasn't born in that generation of time. But dial-up kind of ended around 2004-ish era, and then became internet cables. Bear with me as I talk about the history. But from what I know and friends that I've talked to for, I think 2.5 years, maybe 3, maybe 5 years, fan fiction was a way to garner, views in the greater community of fiction stuff, and comic books is what I heard from the community of fan fiction. And it was a way to bring people together and creative minds, I should say, to make predictions and ship characters, and and it was brought up to be just something wholesome. And may I mind you, wholesome, because in this video, it's not going to get so wholesome when we get to the later years of fan fiction. What the fuck is going on with it? So, it's around the mid-2000s. I was born in 2006, so fan fiction was kind of relatively new. It wasn't as new as what. So I was born in 2006 when people were actually getting into fan fiction, and the idea of making fan-made content off of something was pretty cool to me in like 2010, 2011 era. But, you know, it has its catch. Nowadays, fan fiction has been turned, and there's a lot of division in the fandom community, whereas now it's like any popular genre that has been in the fan fiction light, preferably two shows that have garnered fan fiction that honestly broke the community and divided it was Zootopia and The Loud House, produced by Nickelodeon. These two shows kind of broke the fandom community into two different eras of where things were moral, things were good. But when these two things came out, these two broke the community. The fandom was split into two, opposing sides and stuff. But, we'll get into more of that as this video goes on. And so, I was born in 2006, like I mentioned. And the first ever knowing, when I started looking at fan fiction, I think I was like around 10 maybe-ish. So it was roughly maybe 2015 era when I started looking at fan fiction. And I saw the community kind of like nourish a little bit. You had communities out there that were good, but you also had communities that were filled with pedophiles. And I do say that, pedos, I should say, pedos, because YouTube bans the word pedophile now, I should say. But you know what, I don't even care, I'm going to say it anyway. Tell them what these people are. They are fucking sickening fucks. And the fanfiction community was invaded by these pedophiles. And a lot of people kept stability, I want to say the stability of their community from these pedophiles, but it was unable to be controlled. And I want to say it was right around the release of Alvin and the Chipmunks. Now, if you never heard of that series, the fanfiction of that, it is split the community right around 2010 or 11. I don't remember when that split the community, but that was one of the first biggest community splits since I think my start in fan fiction and reading, may I mind you. And I think the community board for that got so they get so heated over the tiniest little things. I think I met one friend in their community, who actually said, yeah, it's an ongoing kind of fight every day with people. And that, in the worst tearing of the community in the time of like 2010 to 2014, so almost a 4-year split, which died around 2014, in the end of 2014, right around 2015. And this is where the video is going to get interesting. So this is the first ever division of the community. The fanfiction community was first divided by Alvin and the Chipmunks. Now, may I mind you, the show, okay, and this is where we start talking about pedophilia. Now, this is where we have to actually draw the line of certain things. Now, listen, there is things called Rule 34. If anything exists, there's porn of it. That's practically what we know. If something exists, there's going to be porn of it. That's the fact, okay? YouTube, I get it. You don't want to hear it, but it's the truth. And this is where that community started getting invaded by peds, okay? The community for Alvin and the Chipmunks had pedophiles left and right. And what I have seen in that community is worse than what the fuck I am going to else say. And Disney and Pixar and their communities in the fandom, they were next. It happened overnight. It really did. And it's overnight, usually when something new comes out, you're going to have half the normal people in the fan fiction community talk about it. Then you're going to have pedophiles start coming in, which Dare I say it, YouTube, because that's what these people are. They're sick fucks. And what do sick fucks like doing to the fanfiction community? Let's take a guess of what the rated M stands for in fanfiction community. Mature content. Now, YouTube, let's be mature about this, because I'm actually mature about this. Rated M stands for mature. We understand the concept of rated M. But when it's considering Alvin and the Chipmunks, when it considers this, they don't want that shit in their community. And frankly, many of the people in that community like banned people with that shit on their brain. Because let's talk about this in a general aspect of the community. The Alvin and the Chipmunks community had two sides opposing. We had pedophiles. They had pedophiles. And then they had, dare I say it, the shipping people. And I'm going to reference the shipping people because they come in many different fandoms. And then the pedophiles come in many different fandoms. Now, this video is going to get into a gray area where I talk about Rule 34 and porn images. Now, this is where we have to talk and draw the line, folks. And I get YouTube's going to probably take this down, but like honestly, it needs to be talked about. Now, the fanfiction community and my general aspect of it, if you're going to write something, make sure you're not in a fandom where it involves children. Let's just say this. Communities that aren't for children and shows and comics that have been developed not for children, that is where you should be. And let's not also think about it that Alvin and the Chipmunks are based off of minors. The actual characters are based off of actual minors. So let's not, have the mature content rating come to the community, but lo and behold, it does. It does, and it splits the community like wildfire. And then you got, not on top of pedophiles, the pedophile shipping community in that fucking place is worse than I can imagine. Fanfiction websites, I think I agree, need to find these people, because you have actual grown ass adults in these communities making really disgusting shit, and I don't even know how the fuck they don't see this shit. I'm hoping moderators of these websites can actually see the disgusting shit people post. Now, I get there's going to be the oddball ones. The oddball ones being, it's a gray area. Oh boy, let's get into that. So on the topic, because of the Alvin and the Chipmunks community, we had the oddball gray areas. And the oddball gray area people, I say, are kind of creeps, but then they're kind of not justified, but so here's what the gray area is. So Rule 34 has its limits to what it can be. If it exists, there's porn of it. You type in Alvin and the Chipmunks, you're going to get hell. Hell in your face is about to erupt. Okay? Type that in. Actually, no, don't type that in. Please don't, because you're going to put yourself probably on a list. But I did it out of curiosity for this video. And this video is definitely for a mature audience. And I'm going to put that in there. And when you do, and I don't recommend you doing it, there is some that is so bad, you close your phone screen and you just shut the fuck up. You take your phone and you slam it on the table and you just don't say a word. Now, let's be real. Let's actually be realistic. There is porn, then there is animated porn. There is no other porn that people should be looking at. Unlike creeps and pedos, which we know what they're into. Which I'm not going to say on YouTube for fucking so-called reasons. But the fanfiction community for Alvin and the Chipmunks, and may I say it lightly, that one, their fucking community is filled with adults. Some adults. May I mind you, that write really disgusting shit. 2, I don't support pedophilia. I don't support any of that shit. But you got people commissioning hundreds of dollars worth of artwork for this community. That is disgusting as it is. May I mind you, the show is based off of minors, and I'm pretty sure people have made this clear. That when there is artwork of that, people are fucking pissed. I'm going to tell you, the show, the fucking movies from my childhood, don't fucking ruin this name, because there is porn of it. So to those people who did do it, you're nasty. That is nasty shit. That is pedophilia. Not pedophilia. That is also considered motherfucking bestiality. Okay? There's another word on that topic later, because that is going to go to the Zootopia fandom, which I'm going to definitely get into. And so mainly the Rule 34 images, I think, I think they just need to stop. And in my opinion, now here's my thing. Now, okay, when we discuss this, let's discuss this as adults. Let's discuss this topic as adults. Ready, folks? Don't support pedophilia. Don't support fucking CP that's animated. Don't support fucking bad shit. When you find bad shit, you report the fucking bad shit. See, there is definitely a gray area. Now I'm not going to say in the United States, there is definitely a gray area in most states that protect animated porn very so loosely that they actually don't even care and they don't even try a case. Then you got states that actually do prosecute shit like this. Now, it's divided, and I should definitely make a video of this because there's going to be my opinion, and my opinion is my opinion. And I'm just going to say this. As a fandom reader, I don't want to see shit at all in any fandom at all that is porn, CP animated porn, or any fucking porn related in any kid show or any topic of this. That is fucking disgusting in my opinion. Those people need to be locked up. Now, there is also the gray area in my opinion where art is art, but there is a limit to art. Art is technically classified as a free protected class of the First Amendment. Freedom of expression and freedom of creation. But there is a limit in certain states where freedom of creation and freedom of expression and fandom kind of are gray and loose when it comes to it. When referring to Alvin the Chipmunks now, because it is based off of minors, the characters themselves are based off of minors, and considering they sound like minors and are technically based loosely off of minors, this is where the contradicting statement comes in, where art is technically protected class artwork. But when this shit considers CP, then it's a gray area. And most states in the United States will prosecute for animated CP. But most states won't because it bars the freedom of expression. Now, art is technically not just art if you follow the guidelines. Pretty simple, folks. You see, when characters are drawn in that form, folks, like Disney, Zootopia, fucking anything, when characters are drawn, there is a drawn line. Now, dare I say that there is a term, an umbrella term in the fandom community called aged up. Now, what does aged up mean? Age meaning your age. Up meaning you are going up. Plain and simple. Age up meaning your age gets upped. Now, this kind of gets tricky when I think personally these people need to be prosecuted, but later they could claim in court it's aged up, it's legal. Because animated characters don't really have an age unless it's described in the show, unless it has been described. This is where we need to discuss the whole allegation cases when it comes to animated CP, the word CP, I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to refer to it as CP. Animated CP is illegal. It should be illegal. It's considered lolicon. It is bad. It's disgusting. In my opinion, you need to be arrested if you draw that shit and commission that shit. Okay? Both commissioning and drawing it should be an arrestable offense. Now, in the United States, in many countries in the world, they can claim different laws and how it is described in other countries. But when it comes to the States, we have a harder prosecution. Harder prosecution, and this is actually roughly because there has been cases where Rule 34 artists have actually been on trial for Rule 34 they draw of animated characters. Because legally speaking, how do you prosecute? Well, you need an age. And if there's no age of the characters, if there's nothing, they could claim they were aged up and they're out of scot-free. This is where the U.S. needs to actually step in and stop. Stop allowing these people to actually get away with this shit. Okay, when an animated character does have an age, that's when you need to actually not fucking do that shit. And if you actually look at this, have you ever heard of a show, Dora Explorer? Let's take a guess what her age is, guys. 5. I think even if I look this up, hold on, because I'm about to do some research right now. Not that kind of research, but you'll know what I mean in a second. Okay, folks. So, what I am reading, guys, and this is what I am reading here. Let's take Dora the Explorer, for example, right? She is indicated to be a 7-year-old. Okay? 7 to 16-year-old. Portrayed. This is actually their age. Confirmed. She's at least 7 years old in the animated show, and still a minor in the new Dora the Explorer movie. May I mind you, she is still a minor. May I mind you, she is still considered a minor. There is Rule 34 of her. Now, should people drawing that shit get prosecuted? 100%. She is still a minor. That is considered pedophilia. That's considered CP. That is still animated, legally speaking, even though artwork is just a freedom of expression, and to claim the character is aged up is really false, because anybody can actually do their damn research online. And clearly, she's still a minor and should be prosecuted, but legally in the United States, it's hard to prosecute cases like this, unless there's actually definitive proof. Now, I'm going to do this one. Okay, so let's actually dive into this. Okay, now let's go back from Dora. Let's now discuss Alvin the Chipmunks, because apparently people have done this to this too. It has been confirmed, people, by the actual CGI show. This is we'll actually get into how this actually turns into this in the fandom community as well. It is confirmed by an actual exclusive interview by the creators of the show that most of the characters appear to be 12 years old. Yeah, appear to be 12 years old. Now, let's take a guess. Is a 12-year-old an adult? No. Are 10 and 11-year-olds adults? No. Are 13 and 14 adults? No. Clearly not. So, what can we really say? They're minors, and they've actually just stated They've had an interview with actual fucking outlets that they are actual children. The animated Alvin the Chipmunk show, they are confirmed to actually be children. And what do people decide to do with a show? Well, they decide to make porn. And do you know that animated porn is legal in the States if they're over 18? Now let's take a guess. Do 12 to 14-year-olds, do 10 to 14-year-olds, are they adults, people? No. Take a gander at those ages real quick, guys. 10 to 14, 18. Big difference. Okay? Now, if that was actual, like, pornographic material, like actual children, they could be charged with a crime. So, fandom and fan fiction aside, people, this all has something to do and connect with each other. Because many people are fucking sickos, and I'm sick of the shit. I'm going to make my point clear and simple on the fan fiction community. If you support animated CP of characters that are minors, you should be in prison as a pedophile. And if you aren't, because the state can't justify you, I'll find you. And I'll make sure you don't do that shit again. Trust me. That ain't a threat. That is an actual simple promise. Okay? Because protecting a community of minors is actually, this is what we need to start doing in the States, people. If you have a community with minors and a show based on minors, why the fuck do you gotta make porn of it? That's fucking disgusting. And I will tell you this right now. I don't think the creators of Alvin the Chipmunks, even the new show, I don't even think they know about it. And if they do, clearly know about it, they need to start prosecuting. Because I guarantee you, they will fucking probably be as pissed as me. I'm pissed even as far as many shows like Disney's Zootopia has pornographic material. Even though probably the characters are adults, it still doesn't matter. It's still made by a children's company. Okay? The Loud House. Let's actually talk about that, because that is animated CP and incest galore, people. What the actual fuck is wrong with you people? The fandom community started splitting when pedophiles started getting into the community. Therefore, what's my opinion about fanfiction? It's good, but then all of a sudden, it's ruined by pedos. So people, take this video with a grain of salt. I just wanted to talk to you real quick and actually tell you guys, the fandom community is not safe to get into. I know if you've been in it for a long time and you read it, if you read fan fiction, and if you do, I don't judge you. I don't judge you. But when people start ruining shit you like, and if it's just soft, sweet, innocent, safe for work fan fiction, then that's fine. But if it's NSFW shit of animated minors, that is when I have a problem. A real big problem. So take this in for granted, people, that if you are going to browse fan fiction of any genre, any cartoon, any show, you want to relive your childhood, but you want to see what people make about it, please be warned. Please be warned. And probably many people have discussed about why the fan fiction community is just falling apart. No wonder why people don't want to read it anymore. And the history and creation of it really just kind of probably fueled the pedophilia. I think honestly, when the internet started, pedophilia was probably even glorified. So take for granted. And I hope you guys make an informed decision on this video. Comment what you guys think, because I want to hear your comments. And, yeah, I want to hear your guys' actual comments about this, because I I'm saying some really smart shit here, folks. If you browse fanfiction, I don't judge you. But when people start making porn of it and they know the characters are minors, that's when I have a problem with many people that do that. So, this has been Vlogs Are Us, and if you found this video really infotainal to the channel, guys, remember, click the like button, subscribe, share this video, and make sure you comment down below what you guys think about this. Do you guys agree that fanfiction is down in the dumpster fire due to porn and pedophiles? Or do you support Rule 34? Because comment down below what you guys think. I will support none of that shit. I will never support that shit. And what do you guys think on the opinion of fanfiction nowadays in 2023? So yeah, take it for granted. Like, comment, and share this video, because please protect yourself when you're online, folks. Please.